Are you noticing changes down there that make you feel like your body is aging faster than it should? Maybe you've looked in the mirror during your morning routine and wondered when things started looking so different, so much older than you remember. If you've ever felt concerned about how aging is affecting your most private areas, you need to stop what you're doing and pay close attention to what I'm about to share. This isn't just about appearance. This is about vitality, confidence, and maintaining the dignity that every man deserves, regardless of age. If you've wondered whether there's anything you can actually do about this, or if you felt embarrassed even thinking about it, you're not alone. I hear this concern constantly in my practice from men just like you. Successful professionals who've taken care of themselves their whole lives, but are now noticing changes they never expected. I'm Dr. Narita, a board-certified urologist with over 12 years of experience helping men over 50 maintain their masculine health, vitality, and confidence. I've worked with thousands of patients who thought aging meant inevitable decline, and I've seen them completely transform how they look and feel by understanding what their bodies actually need. Today, I'm going to reveal the one daily practice that can literally reverse the visible signs of aging in your genital region. I'm talking about improvements in skin quality, tissue health, color, firmness, and overall appearance that can take years off how you look down there. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what's happening at a cellular level, why most men are unknowingly accelerating aging in this area, and the simple protocol you can start tonight that my patients report makes them look and feel 15 years younger within just weeks. Before we go further, tell me where you're watching from today. I love seeing this community grow around the world, from the United States to the UK, Australia, Canada, and beyond. Drop your city or country in the comments right now. And while you're down there, hit that like button so this information reaches more men who desperately need it but are too embarrassed to ask their doctors. Subscribe to this channel because every week we discuss the men's health topics that live in the shadows, the concerns that most people avoid, but that profoundly impact your quality of life, your relationships, and your sense of self. Now, let's talk about what's really happening. Most men have no idea that the genital region ages differently than the rest of the body, and this lack of understanding causes them to make mistakes that dramatically accelerate visible aging. You see, the skin in your genital area is fundamentally different from the skin on your face or arms. It's thinner, more delicate, and contains a much higher density of blood vessels and specialized tissue. This means it's more vulnerable to the effects of aging, but it also means it responds more dramatically to the right interventions. Here's what happens as you age. Blood flow to the genital region naturally decreases. This reduced circulation means less oxygen and fewer nutrients reaching the delicate tissues. The result is visible changes, including skin that becomes thinner and more fragile, loss of pigmentation leading to lighter or uneven coloring, reduction in tissue elasticity causing sagging, decreased firmness and fullness, and that aged, weathered appearance that makes men feel self-conscious. But here's what most doctors won't take the time to explain. This process isn't inevitable. It's not a one-way street. Your body has remarkable regenerative capabilities when you give it the right tools. The biological mechanism is actually quite straightforward. The cells in your genital tissue require 3 critical elements to maintain youthful appearance and function. They need consistent blood flow, delivering oxygen and nutrients. They need proper hydration at the cellular level, not just drinking water, but actual moisture retention in the tissue itself. And they need protection from oxidative stress, the cellular damage that accelerates aging throughout your entire body, but shows up most visibly in delicate tissue areas. When any of these 3 elements is missing, you see rapid, visible aging. The tissue becomes dehydrated and loses its plump, youthful appearance. Collagen production decreases, leading to wrinkles and sagging. Pigmentation becomes irregular as melanocytes become damaged. The overall effect is that men look significantly older down there than they actually are. And this visual reminder of aging affects their confidence, their intimate relationships, and their sense of masculine vitality. Now, here's where this gets interesting, and this is the part that surprises most of my patients. The single most effective daily practice for reversing visible aging in the genital region is something that's been used for thousands of years in traditional medicine, but has been almost completely ignored by modern Western healthcare. I'm talking about topical application of specific natural oils that provide all three critical elements your tissue needs, but not just any oil. The wrong oils can actually make the problem worse. Let me break down the exact protocol that's transforming how my patients look and feel. Number one, and this is the foundation everything else builds on, is organic cold-pressed coconut oil applied directly to the entire genital region daily. Now, let me explain exactly why this works at a biological level. Coconut oil contains medium-chain fatty acids, specifically lauric acid and caprylic acid, that penetrate the skin barrier and provide deep cellular hydration. Unlike water-based moisturizers that sit on the surface and evaporate, these fatty acids are actually absorbed into the cell membranes, improving moisture retention from the inside out. The molecular structure of coconut oil is uniquely compatible with human skin tissue. When you apply it topically, it doesn't just coat the surface. It integrates into the cellular structure, reinforcing cell membranes and improving their ability to retain moisture. This creates visible plumping of the tissue within days. The skin becomes smoother, firmer, and regains that youthful fullness that diminishes with age. Additionally, coconut oil contains natural antioxidants that protect against oxidative damage, the primary driver of cellular aging. Here's the emotional reality of what this means for you. When you look down and see aged, weathered skin, it's a daily reminder that time is passing, that your body is changing in ways you can't control. That visual feedback affects how you feel about yourself in intimate situations. It creates self-consciousness that can interfere with confidence and spontaneity. But when you start seeing visible improvement, when the skin looks healthier, younger, more vital, it changes your entire psychological relationship with your body. You feel more confident, more comfortable, more willing to engage in intimacy without that background anxiety about how you look. The practical application is simple and takes less than 2 minutes. After your morning shower, when the skin is clean and slightly damp, take approximately 1 teaspoon of organic cold-pressed coconut oil. Warm it between your palms until it liquefies and massage it thoroughly into the entire genital region, including the shaft, scrotum, and surrounding areas. The massage itself is important because it stimulates local circulation, bringing fresh blood flow to the tissue. Do this again before bed. Within 1 week, you'll notice the skin feels softer and more supple. Within 3 weeks, you'll see visible improvements in color, texture, and firmness. If that surprised you, wait until you hear number 2, because this one addresses something most men don't even realize is aging them. The second daily practice is avoiding harsh soaps and chemicals in the genital region. Gentlemen, the soap you're using in the shower is likely stripping away the natural protective oils your skin produces and accelerating visible aging dramatically. Most commercial soaps contain sulfates and synthetic fragrances that are far too harsh for the delicate genital tissue. Here's the biological mechanism. Your skin produces a natural protective barrier called the acid mantle, a slightly acidic coating of sebum and sweat that protects against bacteria, maintains moisture, and keeps tissue healthy. The pH of this protective barrier should be around 5.5, slightly acidic. Most commercial soaps have a pH of 9 or 10, highly alkaline. When you wash with these harsh soaps, you completely strip away this protective barrier. The immediate effect is that your skin becomes dry and tight, but the long-term effect is much more serious. Without this protective barrier, moisture evaporates rapidly from the tissue. The skin becomes chronically dehydrated. It loses elasticity and develops that thin, papery appearance associated with aging. Collagen production decreases because the cells are in a constant state of stress trying to rebuild the damaged barrier. The cumulative effect over months and years is that men who use harsh soaps age significantly faster in the genital region than men who use gentle, pH-balanced cleansers. The emotional impact of this is subtle but profound. You're trying to take care of yourself by showering daily and maintaining good hygiene, but you're unknowingly using products that are making you look older. There's something deeply frustrating about that, about doing everything you think is right and still seeing aging progress. When you switch to gentle cleansers and start seeing your skin respond by looking healthier and younger, it's empowering. You realize you have more control over this process than you thought. The practical implementation is straightforward. Stop using regular soap in the genital region immediately. Instead, use either plain warm water for daily cleaning or a pH-balanced, fragrance-free, intimate wash specifically designed for sensitive skin. These products are available at any pharmacy, usually in the feminine hygiene section, but they work perfectly for men. Look for products that list pH 5 to 5.5 on the label and contain no sulfates, no artificial fragrances, and no harsh detergents. Your skin will thank you within days. Now, here's number 3, and this is where we address circulation directly. The third daily practice is performing specific pelvic floor exercises that dramatically increase blood flow to the genital region. Most men have never heard of pelvic floor muscles, but these are the muscles that control erections, ejaculation, and overall genital function. When these muscles are weak, blood flow to the entire region decreases, and that reduced circulation accelerates visible aging. The pelvic floor is a hammock of muscles that runs from your pubic bone in the front to your tailbone in the back, supporting all your pelvic organs. These muscles contain a dense network of blood vessels. When you contract these muscles, you force blood out. When you relax them, fresh oxygenated blood rushes back in. This pumping action is like a circulatory workout for your genital tissue. Regular pelvic floor exercises increase baseline blood flow to the area by 30 to 50%, delivering more oxygen, more nutrients, and more cellular building blocks that your tissue needs to maintain youthful appearance. The biological mechanism is elegant. Increased blood flow means increased delivery of oxygen and nutrients to every cell. This supports collagen production, the protein that keeps skin firm and smooth. It accelerates cellular turnover, replacing old damaged cells with fresh, healthy ones. It improves pigmentation by ensuring melanocytes have the resources they need to function properly. The cumulative effect is that the tissue literally regenerates itself faster, maintaining a more youthful appearance despite chronological aging. Emotionally, this practice gives you agency. You're not passive in this aging process. You're actively doing something every single day that strengthens your body and improves your health. There's psychological power in that commitment to yourself. And when you start noticing improvements, not just in appearance, but in function, in sensation, in confidence, it creates a positive feedback loop that motivates continued practice. The practical exercise is called a Kegel, and here's exactly how to do it. Imagine you're urinating and you want to stop the flow midstream. The muscle you squeeze to do that is your pelvic floor. Contract that muscle and hold for 5 seconds. You shouldn't be holding your breath, clenching your buttocks, or tightening your abs. It's a very specific internal squeeze. Release completely and relax for 5 seconds. That's 1 repetition. Do 3 sets of 10 repetitions daily, once in the morning, once in the afternoon, once in the evening. You can do this sitting at your desk, driving your car, watching television. Nobody knows you're doing it. Within 2 weeks, you'll notice stronger sensations and improved control. Within a month, you'll see visible improvements in tissue firmness and fullness. Let me pause here and share a patient story because this illustrates how powerful this combination can be. I had a patient named Robert, a 63-year-old retired accountant who came to my clinic feeling deeply self-conscious about how much he'd aged in his genital region. He told me, "Doctor, I look down and I don't recognize my own body. Everything looks old, deflated, different. It's affecting my relationship with my wife. I'm avoiding intimacy because I'm embarrassed." I walked Robert through this exact 3-part protocol. Daily application of coconut oil, switching to a gentle pH balance cleanser, and performing pelvic floor exercises 3 times daily. He was skeptical at first. He said, "Doc, I appreciate the advice, but this seems too simple to actually work." I encouraged him to commit to 60 days and see what happens. 6 weeks later, Robert called my office. "Dr. Narita, I can't believe the difference. The skin looks healthier, the color is better, everything looks fuller and more youthful. But more importantly, I feel confident again. My wife has noticed the change, and our intimacy is better than it's been in years." That simple protocol gave Robert his confidence back. Now, let's talk about number 4, and this addresses something critical that most men completely overlook. The fourth daily practice is staying properly hydrated with electrolyte-enhanced water, not just plain water. Gentlemen, when I say hydration, I'm not talking about forcing down 8 glasses of plain water every day. I'm talking about true cellular hydration that actually reaches the tissue. Here's the biological reality. Water alone doesn't hydrate cells efficiently. Cells require electrolytes, specifically sodium, potassium, and magnesium, to actually absorb and retain water. These minerals create the osmotic gradient that pulls water into cells. Without adequate electrolytes, you can drink gallon after gallon of plain water and still have chronically dehydrated tissue. This is especially true as you age because kidney function naturally declines, making electrolyte balance more difficult to maintain. When your genital tissue is properly hydrated at the cellular level, the visible effects are dramatic. The skin appears plumper and smoother, wrinkles diminish, color improves because blood flow increases to hydrated tissue. The overall appearance becomes more youthful and vital. But when tissue is chronically dehydrated, it takes on that shriveled, aged appearance that makes men feel decades older than they are. The emotional component of this is significant. Proper hydration affects not just appearance, but energy, mental clarity, and overall vitality. When you're properly hydrated, you feel better in every aspect of your life. That improved feeling translates to more confidence, more willingness to engage in physical intimacy, and a more positive relationship with your aging body. The practical application is simple. Don't just drink plain water. Add a pinch of high-quality sea salt to your water, approximately 1/8 teaspoon per 16 ounces, or use an electrolyte powder that contains sodium, potassium, and magnesium with no added sugars. Drink at least 64 ounces of this electrolyte-enhanced water daily, spread throughout the day rather than all at once. Your cells will absorb this water far more efficiently, and you'll see improvements in skin hydration and appearance within 1 to 2 weeks. Number 5 is going to surprise you because it involves something you probably already have in your kitchen, but never thought to use this way. The 5th daily practice is consuming foods rich in vitamin C and zinc, 2 micronutrients that are absolutely critical for collagen production and tissue repair. Without adequate levels of these nutrients, your body simply cannot maintain youthful tissue regardless of what you do externally. Vitamin C is the rate-limiting factor in collagen synthesis. Your body cannot produce collagen, the structural protein that keeps skin firm and smooth, without sufficient vitamin C. Zinc is equally critical. It's required for cellular division and protein synthesis, the processes that create new, healthy tissue to replace old, damaged cells. Most men over 60 are deficient in both these nutrients, and that deficiency shows up most visibly in areas with delicate tissue like the genital region. The biological mechanism is straightforward. When you consume adequate vitamin C and zinc, your fibroblasts, the cells that produce collagen, become dramatically more active. Collagen production increases trains. New tissue forms faster. The skin becomes thicker, firmer, and more resilient. Simultaneously, zinc supports the immune function in your skin, preventing infections and inflammation that accelerate aging. The combination creates a comprehensive anti-aging effect from the inside out. Emotionally, this practice connects your overall health to your intimate health. You're not just treating symptoms, you're nourishing your body comprehensively. There's something deeply satisfying about taking care of yourself at this fundamental level, knowing that every healthy meal you eat is contributing to how you look and feel in every area of your life. The practical implementation focuses on food first, supplements second. Eat at least 1 serving daily of high vitamin C foods, including bell peppers, strawberries, citrus fruits, or kiwi. For zinc, consume oysters, which are the richest natural source, or alternatively, beef, pumpkin seeds, or cashews. If you choose to supplement, take 500 milligrams of vitamin C and 15 milligrams of zinc daily with food. Within 4 weeks, you'll notice improvements in skin quality, wound healing, and overall tissue health throughout your body, including the genital region. Before I give you number 6, let me remind you that if you're finding value in this information, leave a comment below telling me which of these practices you're going to start implementing first. Your comments help this video reach more men who need this information, and I read every single one. I want to know what resonates with you and what questions you still have. Number 6 addresses something that accelerates aging more than almost anything else, but that most men don't even realize they're doing. The 6th daily practice is eliminating or dramatically reducing alcohol consumption, especially beer and wine. I know this isn't what you want to hear, but let me explain exactly why alcohol ages the genital region so dramatically. Alcohol is a vascular toxin and a dehydrating agent. When you consume alcohol, several things happen simultaneously that directly impact genital tissue appearance. First, alcohol causes vasodilation, widening of blood vessels, followed by vasoconstriction, tightening of blood vessels. This yo-yo effect damages the delicate capillaries in genital tissue over time. Second, alcohol is a diuretic, meaning it causes your body to expel water faster than normal, leading to cellular dehydration. Third, alcohol disrupts testosterone production and increases estrogen, hormonal changes that directly affect tissue quality and appearance. The cumulative effect of regular alcohol consumption is dramatic visible aging. The skin becomes thinner and more fragile. Blood vessels become visible as purple or red streaks. Tissue loses firmness and takes on a deflated appearance. Pigmentation becomes irregular. Men who drink daily, even just 1 or 2 glasses of wine, age visibly faster in the genital region than men who abstain or drink only occasionally. The emotional challenge here is that alcohol often serves as stress relief or social lubricant, especially for men in this age group. Giving it up or reducing it significantly requires finding alternative coping mechanisms and potentially changing social patterns. But the payoff in terms of appearance, function, and overall vitality is extraordinary.